Just if you could, please let me know if you can see and hear me okay. I would appreciate it.
I can see you. I can hear you.
Figured I would start a few minutes early, that way I could catch up on the chat and whatnot. Also, don't forget to like the stream, share it if you feel so inclined to. I would appreciate it. Thank you, Terry, for watching the ads. Um, just planted beets with beans in my raised bed. Randy told me they are not good together. That's not true. That is not true at all. So yeah, Terry said you can do bush beans and beets together. I have done pole beans and beets together as well. Hey, Patty. Bush beans are just better because they provide a little bit of shade for the beets. But if they're in a place that gets morning sun and afternoon shade, there's absolutely well, hello once again. There's absolutely no reason that you can't do them together. And that looks like the only question so far. So, what has everyone been up to? Just do a little bit of chit chat. I do have a topic that I kind of want to stay on, and then I'll answer questions as they come in. So if you do have a question specifically for me, if you could either type, hey, Chelsea in all caps, and then put your question, it will just make it easier for me to see. And then the topic that I'm gonna talk about today is your cold, like your warm weather plants surviving cold, and is that going to ruin your harvest? The benefits of doing that, and just that kind of thing. So I'm going to give a couple of tips on that. In between answering questions, y'all know it's hard for me to stay on topic. I get squirreled a lot. So if you have a specific question for me, I would appreciate it if you could just put like Chelsea or hey or something in all caps, and then your question. That way it's just easier for me to see. I would appreciate that. I know, right? Squirrel! All the people that you see that have the stars next to their name, they are members of the channel. So if you're interested in that, you can always find out where to do that on my channel. You click join. There are different tiers. Different tiers get different perks. So yeah. And, they get content early and members only chats and stuff like that. Renee. Hi, Valerie. How are you? Being on one side, pickles on the other, and I want, Renee, once they come up, you're gonna know what they are. So it's okay. It's okay. Bean plants look very different from cucumbers, and also very different than, what'd you say, beets, radishes. Yeah. You'll trust me. You will know. So, as you guys know, it's been super unseasonably cool here. Um, like we woke up to 36 degrees today. June 1st, not normal. Um, if anyone's seeing me for the first time or watching the replay, I live in Southwest Michigan. We're typically in the 80s right now. Um, it's currently 62 degrees. We did wake up. Most of our state had frost. Um, I planted my peppers and tomatoes out because the past 3 years I've been able to plant them out by Mother's Day, so that's what I did. My tomatoes did suffer some cold damage. They didn't freeze. They just started to turn a dark, like a dark purple. They're now bouncing back beautifully. Today I did hit them with some water soluble fertilizer, and I did that with my tomatoes and peppers. But don't get discouraged. I mean, tomatoes, honestly, tomatoes are very resilient. They're very tough. And for me, I'm going to make sure I save every seed I can from um hello my little goblin. I hope you're having a good day, lovey. So I'm going to save every tomato seed that I can because these are going to be more cold tolerant for my climate. So that's just one tip number one. You know, don't be discouraged. Tomatoes are very hardy. You're going to want to save those seeds for sure. Oh, Patty, that's a wonderful arrangement. Well, listen. It's not every day my honorary goblin joins the chat. Busy, yeah, it's that time of year, y'all. We got a lot of the damage from the tornado last year and this year cleaned up, which is wonderful. That damn chicken coop has been laying in the backyard destroyed for, well, since last year, and now we got it. We still have to cut up most of the wood, but it's all the wood's in piles. The chicken wire and goat wire is all in a pile. Because like any good homesteader, you know, I'm not just throwing that out. Well, so I was, you know, I'm the trophy wife every day. Let's be real. Let's be real. But no, I was fertilizing the plants. She was finishing up. You know, I moved the chicken wire and stuff where I wanted it to be, but she's not drinking beer yet. Yesterday, I just brought her beer and was moral support. But y'all know, I am no stranger to hard work. Okay, that's for dang sure. So the corn is finally coming along. Everything's bouncing back. Again, like I said, I hit everything with a water soluble fertilizer today. Um, we're supposed to be 80 something. I know, listen, the corn, Oh, Patty, thank you. Yes, hard work is my middle name. I don't know how to take it easy. It's just my personality. I'm a hard worker. It's one of my I pride myself on it. I don't like to be stagnant. You know what I mean? What was I saying? Oh, the corn. Yeah, so the corn is corn, and I'm not replanting. We have a local farm that we go to um, for different things, and what corn has come up, it is what it is. The chickens have gotten into the corn patch and they've eaten one whole row. Prince has gotten into the back garden. He's dug up some, but I still have some. It is what it is. I'll just go buy a couple bushels from the farm, support my local farmer. You know, I'm not stressing. Not stressing. Absolutely, Renee. Listen, I'm there with you, Dakota. I eat the corn right off the stalk. I don't cook it, nothing. Just munch on it. Valerie, that's a wonderful question. Her question, for those of you who aren't reading the chat, is when is a good time to start fertilizing our veggie gardens with water soluble fertilizer? All right, so this is going to be a two-part answer. For me, I like to fertilize the soil before I put my starts in with a granular fertilizer. That granular fertilizer takes a much longer time to break down, so it's going to feed throughout the season. For water soluble fertilizer, I like for them to be in the ground for at least 2, maybe even 3 weeks, just so they can get that root system established. Um, and then I'll hit them with a water soluble fertilizer. Or in my case, we have that cold snap. I hit them with a water soluble fertilizer. That way it can kind of help them recover from that period and that stunt, especially tomatoes and peppers. Um, that way it could just kind of help them, give them that little extra oomph that they need. So generally I would say 2 to 3 weeks. That's an awesome question. Thank you. Hey, Rowena. Oh, I hope you get chickens. They're so much fun. So much fun. Renee, I would suggest brassicas in the fall, not the spring. I don't have luck with them for the spring either. Um, so I thought the 2 Brussels sprouts that I planted were going to end up being cabbages, but I took a closer look today and I do think they're Brussels sprouts, so I'm very happy about that. But yeah, for brassicas, I typically don't do that, and not in the springtime. Not with it just gets too hot too quick here in the Midwest. Like, well, like I said, majority of our state had frost this morning, and tomorrow we're gonna be in the 80s. It's like there's no happy medium. Um, Renee, you can succession sow beans. It depends on how much, like, do you plan on canning the beans? Are you going to freeze some? Are you just going to do fresh eating? Beans, Beans, cucumber, zucchini, you can plant all summer long. It doesn't have to just be a one and done thing. Um, so I guess that's the question, is what do you plant? You know what I mean? What's your goal? For me, Renee, I'm going to do a couple rounds of beans. Um, because I need to can some this year. And yeah, I'm gonna freeze some. So it's really up. I would do a couple rounds of beans. I would even maybe start another zucchini, or it depends on the time of year. You can sow your cabbages. I would do any brassica. I'm going to start in late July, early August, and just throw the seeds in the ground. Sounds like Florida too. Listen, y'all are hot all year round, okay? Hey, Steadfast. Brassicas do not need a lot of sun. They need about 4 hours, though. I think morning sun is best. Have I ever planted popcorn? No. Because I don't eat popcorn. My teeth are horrible, y'all. So I can't eat popcorn. Not the dump and swoosh. Not the dump and swoosh. So another thing with tomatoes is probably in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to do some preventative spraying for fungal infections. There are some that come on during the cold weather, some that come on during the hot weather. My favorite two sprays are baking soda or hydrogen peroxide. I will do a video on that if anyone's interested in seeing that. That way, and I'll make sure to go into detail on the ratios of that and when to apply it, how to apply it, all of that stuff. But I'm going to be doing some preventative in the next week or so, because we're going from 0 to 100 real quick, y'all. Just like, you know, my attitude and my personality, okay? 0 to 100 real quick. We're gonna be so hot. I'm actually looking forward to it. I love summertime in Michigan. Love it. So what are you all growing in your gardens? Or are you even having a garden? This year, like I said in my last video, I'm taking a super different approach to gardening this year. Did I need 40 tomato plants? No. Did I still plant them? Of course. I'm trying to be really intentional with the garden this year, like especially the front garden. That within the next you know, year, I would like for that whole space to be just perennial, sans the raised beds that are new to the garden this year. I just would like a lot more perennial things in the front. I don't spend a lot of time in the front garden. I spend a lot of time out here on the deck and um, in the back garden, just because it's very peaceful and I get to watch my chickens and um, so I'm trying to be a lot more intentional. And our kids are grown and gone, so I don't need to grow and preserve quite as much as I used to, if that makes sense. And I also just kind of like want to have, I just kind of want to have like a slower summer. I have, I still have food from last season, not the veggies and stuff that I wanted. That's why I'm going really heavy on a few things. But I typically tend to do that. Like green beans, I go heavy and I go hard, and then I don't need to do it for a couple years. Um, I'm just trying to be more intentional. I'm trying to enjoy this phase of life that I'm in, um, which is hard. I have a very type A personality, if you couldn't tell. And I always like to be doing something. So a slow summer is going to be very hard. Girl. Renee, that's correct. I just want to clarify for anyone who watches the replay and sees this comment or is in the watching the chat now. Chickens are not affected by heat as far as spice goes. Chickens are affected by heat, temperature, atmospherically. But yeah, no, chickens, they love, um, like they don't have that receptor for spicy. Terry, don't even get me started, girl. I can't. Yeah, don't look at my hair. I can't. Coda, you're a good little goblin, and that's why we love you. Yeah, that is a good solution, Renee. Yeah. So another thing with tomatoes, and this might help some of you guys in hotter climates. Um, you're the best goblin out of all three of mine, okay? You're the best one. um, so this goes for tomatoes and peppers, especially for those of you who live in hotter climates. Now, yes, while peppers do love heat, if it gets too hot, like some of y'all in Florida, you might need to invest in some shade cloth. I personally would suggest a 50% shade cloth. Um, you don't have to have any special fancy setup. Get you a couple cheap T-posts from Tractor Supply, bungee them things on. Um, while yes, they are heat-loving plants, they still, like at a certain temperature, they're not going to produce. The flowers are going to drop off, especially peppers. The flowers will drop off and you won't get anything. Do you put shavings or something like that in their inside area? Roanna, I use pine flake shavings, well, pine flake, um, from Tractor Supply. I personally do the deep litter method, which that means I completely clear it out twice a year. Um, I'll throw a couple bales of shavings in there, and then just once a week, I go in and I rake it all over. Um, the clean out is beautiful for composting and for the garden. That's actually what I till into my corn patch, which used to be the tomato jungle. Um, I do not recommend sand if you live anywhere where it's humid, it freezes, it rains, it's hot. I don't like sand in a coop or run. Now, if you have, an area where you have a roost and then like something to catch the poop, sure, use sand and get a kitty litter thing, but listen, I ain't got time for that, okay? Uh, we're not bougie, we're not fancy like that. My chickens, the setup is what it is. I have never lost a chicken yet to my setup. Um, I've lost them from old age, and I've lost them from being chicks because they were sick when I bought them and I didn't know. But I use shavings. Long story short, now see, can't take me nowhere. My chickens are, they're bougie, but they're not bougie, if that makes sense. They get very good feed. They're out, you know, 10 to 12 hours a day. Um, they get lots of loving. They're very friendly, but my setup ain't fancy because they're chickens. Burlap. What are you? Listen, Terry. What are you telling our daughter to suck it up for? Yes, they are spoiled. Hey, Lynn, how's it going? Do I give them snacks, Roanna? That's a wonderful question. So I give them kitchen scraps. Um, Now, not everything. They get fruits, veggies, spaghetti noodles. They love spaghetti noodles. Okay. I also I give them very good feed. I mix their feed with a couple different things. And then for treats, I do use um, the link that Terry so graciously posted. I am an affiliate for them. I don't, but I don't get a kickback. Y'all get the savings, not me. I don't get. I just promote them because I do really love them. They are sustainable. Um, for every 1 pound of the mealworms, it takes like 20 pounds of food waste. And they're grown in the USA and Canada. So there's a little spiel on that. So I just, at the end of the night when I'm calling them in, I do throw them a couple handfuls of treats like that. But other than that, they get, veggie scraps and greens and yeah. Lynn, how's your garden doing? I've got quite a few wild sunflowers coming up. I'm very excited. I'm hoping that you remember them sunflower seeds that you sent me, what was that, 2 years ago? I'm hoping that that's what they are, because those were the most beautiful. Bye, Patty. Thanks. Have a good one. All right, let me see if I can get my final tomato tip for the live. Tomatoes like deep watering. And when I say deep watering, you know, you want to hop to a spit on that thing. Like put the hose at like the ground level and give it a nice deep watering. You are not going to overwater your tomatoes. I promise you. You're not going to overwater them. Peppers too. I think a lot of people think that you are going to overwater. You're not. Unless you are like growing in a plastic container that has no drainage. Oh, Lynn. This year has been crazy. Steadfast, growing zucchinis that are still only putting out males. Have you pruned the stems like we talked about the other day? I know, right? Oh, thank you, Karen. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm glad you made it alive. Yeah, the chicken is, you know, she probably just laid an egg finally after 2 hours. I've been listening to it for 2 hours. Yeah, I mean, you know, so plastic totes and stuff are a great inexpensive way if like you live in an apartment and that's all you can do. But you know, I would just really say invest in something. Fabric pots or you know, we built these things. Please hold. We built these for less than $200. We built all of those for less than $200. You know, so, and then the front garden, the horseshoe garden beds, I think we spent maybe $80 on those. Now I ain't talking about the metal raised beds, okay? Those were definitely a little bit more. I swear this chicken. So yeah, I mean, if you have no other option, no, please hold. Look at this puffalump. Can you see her? Look at her. Oh, thank you, Renee, for the super chat. I appreciate that. Look at her. You ain't supposed to be up here. You're not supposed to be up there. Yeah, gone. Renee, do you have a question that you would like answered? If you super chat, I do, prioritize those. Hey, Shelly, how's it going? Back to what I was saying. Yeah, I'll see. I get squirrel too dang easily. Yes, plastic things are good if you are on a budget, you live in a small space. I recommend spending a little bit more money though, because they do break down over time. And I know someone's going to talk about microplastics, but here's the thing. It really takes a very long time for that to leach into your vegetables. Like something like tomatoes, peppers, beans. This is not going to happen. And here's the thing that annoys me with gardening. And a lot of garden channels, and I just heard a chicken breach my fence. Yeah, she's gonna be coming up the stairs anytime. Oh, and there's a big ass hawk. Here's the thing that annoys me with a lot of gardening / homestead channels. They will tell you that their way is the only right way to do it. And you can't do this, and you can't do that. And I just don't find that to be true. Do what works for you. If you find something that works for you, do that. As long as you're like, grow some food, even if it's like lettuce or, you know what I mean? Just grow some food. Don't buy into the hype. Yep. Oh, look, here she is. Here's Hollandaise. Hey, girl, you ain't supposed to be up here. Please hold, y'all. Hey. Girl, you ain't supposed to be up here. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Let's go. No, we're not doing that. Not today. Oh. Buck, buck. Buck, 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 buck. Please hold. No, you two, go on. Sorry, guys. All right, sorry about that. Oh, get chickens, they said. Get chickens, it'll be fun. Ooh. Y'all, I can't. So I hope that gave you your laugh for the day. And Tina, hey babes. I know, right? Can't take her anywhere, just like me. Ooh, you're trying on sandals. Tina, are you coming over tomorrow? Because I got so many eggs. All right, guys, so we are going to, okay, good. We're going to wrap this up. I'm going to give it like 5 more minutes in case anyone has any more questions. It is beautiful. It is currently 64 and sunshiny. We woke up to 35 degrees though. Tomorrow's going to be 80. Yes, my air conditioning will be going on. Listen, I'm too chubby and menopausal for that. All right. Bye, Coda. Love you. Thanks for joining. All right, so does anyone have any more questions? Specifically, I mean, it doesn't have to be specifically tomatoes, but that was kind of my topic for this Q&A. If not, we're going to wrap it up. Love you, babes. If not, I'm going to wrap it up and get ready to start supper. I know, listen, we eat early. You need some aloe vera or beef tallow. Put some beef tallow. You got any beef tallow? Yes, Gringo wants some supper. Bye, Karen. Thank you so much for joining. Renee. Yes, you want to wait until it's bubbly again before you use it. All right, guys, that's it. That's all. I will see you on Wednesday. We won't be doing... I think I'm going to save Sundays for garden Q&As. And I will have a topic that I discuss, just like today. I'll try to stay on topic. Listen, that is not a guarantee, okay? So Sundays will be garden chats, garden question, answer type deals. Wednesday, I don't know. I might just be talking. So that's the plan. So there's that. That's it. That's all. There is a short video coming out tomorrow about an old-timey plant trick that has saved my green beans. Members, y'all have already seen it. If you haven't, go under the members only tab. It's a short video, you know, like those YouTube shorts. So yeah, that's it. That's all. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day, a wonderful upcoming week, and until next time, thanks for being here, and abundance and blessings to you. Bye.